Class 9. Mrs. Ansari welcomes you to the online class, which is in continuation with part 1 of lesson 2, latitude and longitude. So children, today I will teach you about longitudes. I have already sent you the notes across, which you can learn, and any queries can be asked related to them. So beginning with longitude from your Veena Bhargav. Now see children, this is in relation to the notes which I have already sent you. So what is a longitude? Longitude of a place is the angular distance of that place east or west of the prime meridian. Prime meridian is the 0-degree meridian. On the globe, longitudes are drawn as a series of semicircles which run from north pole to south pole, passing through the equator, and are called meridians. Now what is a meridian? It means midday. Why? Because all the places on the same meridian have their noon at the same time. And unlike the latitude, where the equator is the only great circle dividing the earth into two halves, all meridians are complete circles, which because they divide the earth into eastern and western hemispheres. The diagrams also have sent you across. I hope you have practiced them, learnt them. So children, thus the 180-degree longitude, which lies just opposite to the prime meridian and prime meridian together, see 180-degree longitude along with the prime meridian together form one complete circle because they lie on the opposite side of each other. Otherwise longitude is just a semicircle. So two meridians, one on the opposite side of each other, together form a great circle, one complete circle. So meanwhile the neighboring meridians are numbered and labeled as 179 degree east and 179 degree west, but 180-degree longitude is left unlabeled, neither east nor west, because it can be reached via both east or west. It is only one. It is also known as the international date line. So children, longitudes are drawn 1 degree apart on the equator with 1 degree to 179 degree toward east, 1 degree to 179 degree toward the west, and so on the globe we have 360 semicircles drawn through the equator converging at the poles north and south as the points. North and south as a point, north pole and the south pole. They converge at the poles. Now see children, what is the importance of longitude? Because they help in fixing the location of a certain place on the earth's surface. So that is why they are important. And there are great circle routes which are followed by navigators. The 0-degree longitude is the only great circle as its plane passes through the center of the globe. All other latitudes are smaller circles. See children, only equator is the great circle because the plane passes through the center of the globe. The rest of the latitudes are smaller circles as they converge towards the pole and are reduced to a point at the north pole and the south pole respectively. Whereas the meridians of longitude, because two opposite meridian form semicircle together forming one circle. For example, the 0 degrees and 180 degree together, because they are one on the opposite side of each other, they form the great circles and divide the earth into two equal halves, eastern and the western hemisphere. So two meridians, one on each side, opposite side, together form a great circle and divide the earth into two halves, eastern and western hemisphere. Of course there can be infinite or innumerable longitude, but for our convenience only 360 meridians are drawn at 1 degree apart on the equator. So the great circle routes are the shortest distance between 2 points on the earth's surface, known as the arc of a great circle, which are followed by the great circle routes are the shortest distance, which is mostly followed by the aircraft, and sailors also follow it wherever it is possible and wherever it does not lead to the unsafe waters. Now see children, if you look at this diagram, you see the 180th meridian. The 180th meridian, it is a zigzag line. It is not a semicircle as all the other meridians, and 180th meridian is also known as the international date line. See, actually, why is it so? That also we are going to discuss. First, let me tell you how to calculate the longitude. And now see, the calculation of longitude and time is not in our syllabus. We have to only calculate the time with the help of longitude. Calculation of, sorry, I misinterpreted. We find local time with the help of longitude. How do we find the local time with the help of longitude? Locating a place is not in the syllabus. In our syllabus, we only are asked to find the local time with the help of longitude. So how do we find the local time with the help of longitude? See, we know that the earth is spherical in shape. There are 360 longitudes, which are imaginary lines drawn from north to south, 1 degree apart on the equator. And the earth completes one rotation on its axis in approximately 24 hours, and earth takes 24 hours to run through these 360 degrees, and sun appears to move. Of course, it is not the sun which moves, though we say the sun rises and the sun sets, but it is we who are moving. That is why the apparent movement of the sun, we say the sun appears to move at the sun appears to move at the rate of 15 degree in 1 hour, that is 16 minutes, or 360 degree in 24 hours, or we can say 1 degree in 4 minutes. Therefore, we can say sun is overhead each meridian after 4 minutes. So children, it will be noon at all places on that longitude when the sun is overhead, and that is known as the local time of that longitude. So the local time of any place can be calculated if we know the longitude of the place. To understand this concept, I have already sent you these examples across. See the first example, if the GMT, Greenwich Mean Time, or the 0 degree meridian, there the time from where we take the standard time for the whole world. If the time at Greenwich meridian, that is the 0 degree longitude, is 12 noon, then find the local time at station A and station B. For this, see the local time at station A and station B. If you look at this diagram, this is how we calculate. At station A, you look at Greenwich 0 degrees, it is 12 noon over there. So what time will be at A? So the difference between the longitude will be 60 degrees, and because it is 12 o'clock noon at Greenwich, it is 12 noon. It is 12 noon. So what time will be at station A? So difference in the longitude will be 60 degree, and since it is 12 o'clock noon at 0 degrees, we multiply it by 4. 60 into 4. Why do we multiply by 4? Because the sun appears to move at the rate of 1 degree in 4 minutes. So with 4 minutes, we multiply 60 into 4, 240 minutes, and convert into hours. 240 divided by 60, we have 4 hours. That means, because now A is located toward the east, so it will be 4 hours ahead of Greenwich. East, gain, add. West, lose, subtract. This is the simple motto we follow, the simple rule we follow. So towards the east, sun rises in the east, we are ahead in the east, and so we are 4 hours ahead of Greenwich time. So when it is 12 noon at Greenwich, we are 4 hours ahead in the east. So 12 plus 4 is equal to 16 hour. 16 hour means 4 p.m. because it is 12 noon. So after 12 noon, p.m. follows. So 4 p.m. Therefore the time at station A will be 4 p.m. Now see children, coming to station B. Time at station B. if you look at the same diagram which I have drawn, look at this, follow station B. It is 30 degree west. Station B is to 30 degree west of the 0 degree meridian. So the difference in the longitude between 0 degree and station B is 30 degree. 30 multiplied by 4 is equal to 120 minutes or 2 hours. 120 divided by 60, 2 hours. Hence, we can say that B is situated toward the west of the prime meridian. The local time at B will be, it is 12 noon. 12 noon minus 2 hours. Go back 2 hours. It will be 10 a.m. So before noon it is a.m. time going on. So it is 10 a.m. I hope you follow how to do these numericals. And now coming to the standard time and the time zones. See children, suppose every city were to keep the time of its own meridian, then of course there will be much time in the local time between one city and another. So that is why standard time is observed by all the countries. So most countries adopt their standard time from the local time of their central meridian. Whatever meridian passes through the center of the country, that is known as the standard time for the whole country. For example, India follows the local time of the central meridian 82.5 degree east, which passes through Allahabad. You can see this map. I'll send you this picture of this map also across. See, the Tropic of Cancer 23.5 degree passes almost midway through India. And you can see the longitude. We are concerned with the longitude here. 82.5 degree east from where the IST is taken, that is Indian Standard Time is taken, and it is in Allahabad. Now see children, the standard meridian of any country is taken as a multiple of 15 degree or 7.5 degree. So the difference of time between GMT, that is Greenwich Mean Time, and the standard time is expressed as a multiple of 1 hour and a half, 1 hour or half an hour. So this diagram also have sent you across. Go through all this. Now see, some countries like the USA, Canada, Australia, Russia, which have a vast east to west longitudinal extent, they have several time zones. In all, we have 24 time zones, but these countries, we have 24 time zones in the whole world. India has only one time zone. Some countries like USA, Canada, Australia, Russia, they have more than one time zones because of the vast east to west longitudinal extent they have. If you look at the map of these countries, they have a vast east to west longitudinal extent. That is why Canada has 5 time zones, Russia 11, USA 5. Now see children, what do you mean by the international date line? The IDL, as it is also known as. This meridian can be taken as both 180 degree east and 180 degree west longitude, or we don't assign any direction to it. We just say 180 degree longitude. IDL is a line concerned with the date of the calendar adopted internationally. It is taken as 180 degree meridian passing through the middle of the Pacific Ocean. So see children, when we travel east of this IDL, it is referred to as 180 degree east, and when we travel west to this line, it is referred as 180 degree west. Either side of this line, a difference of one whole day is observed. And why? Because Earth completes one rotation on its axis in 24 hours as it moves from west to east. So see children, if you look at this diagram, east gain, add, west lose, subtract. This is a simple motto we follow. London, that is where the Greenwich Mean Time we take. If you go toward the east, we add time. When we go toward the west, we lose time. There is a difference of exactly 1 day as soon as we cross the international date line. So this is for the convenience of those traveling around the world that the international date line has been established. So suppose a ship which is crossing the 180 degree meridian while traveling from west to east, suppose it is traveling on 25th of December. it will add one day, that is it will be 26 December. If it crosses from east to west, then it will repeat the same day and the date again. It will be taken as 25th December again. So the meridian 180 was chosen as international dateline. Why? Because it passes through the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And why through the middle of the Pacific Ocean? Because there is practically no land mass over there. Of course, some land is there, but mostly it is water, and therefore the deviation which can be taken, the line is zigzag and it deviates for the sake of convenience, so that whatever land is incorporated into any country, it can follow the same time of that country. So that is why a zigzag line, roughly 180-degree meridian, has been internationally accepted for the rectification of the date. That is why it is called the international dateline, because it is followed internationally. So see children, I have already sent you across the difference between latitude and longitude, and I will be sending across some solved question answers and give reasons which you are supposed